Hey Scorpio, I'm Empress Rose. Welcome to your reading. This is a very general reading, of course, so take what applies, leave what doesn't, and check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs for other information and other things you might vibe with. These cards are all pre-shuffled and prepared before I turned on the camera. So we're going to start with the Oracle of Mystical Moments deck for an intuitive look at where we're going with this reading. So what messages do we have for Scorpio this week? What messages do we have for Scorpio? That's, okay, we can try to make sense of that. That's a chunk of cards, Scorpio, which is funny because this deck has been super stingy with everybody else so this week. So let's see what we've got here. We have, wow, it's hard to figure out how we're gonna, so a lot of twos here. A lot of pairs here. So first we have this elixir of life. We have just enjoying the sensation, the sweetness of life, just really some sort of soothing balm. This has it as a fragrance that's really bringing you a lot of peace. But this could be anything really that's bringing you a lot of peace. It might be something that you've said, that speaking something, saying something that's brought you a lot of peace. You had something on your chest, maybe you talked about it, maybe you said something about it, and it's brought you some peace. You really enjoyed that communication. You really enjoyed that experience of communicating in that way. You have a Mermaid's Love. So this is a union of opposites. We have the intellect and the emotion coming together here. We have the top hat in these ones always represents to me a strong intellectual bent. So we have a couple coming together, and there are some indications of a bit of a coupling here, or two. No, not necessarily coupling. I think it is the opposites thing. I think it is like something that two opposites coming together, two parts, two sides, two parts kind of coming together here. Here we have, so this Mermaid's Love card is about two opposites. She's from the sea, she's from the ocean. He's from the university, and he's very intellectual and very smart. And this combination of opposites works great if both people and both sides are happy with who they are and with where they come from. It does not look great if the emotional person is like, I wish I was smarter. You know what? I'll join forces with the smart person and they'll be smart and I'll be emotional. And if you're coming together, if you're bringing opposites together out of weakness, that's going to fall apart someday, because someday they're going to find their intellectual self, and this person will be threatened by it because they're actually insecure about their intellect. So if it's coming from insecurity, a union of opposites is not going to work. If it's coming from security, a union of opposites can be a brilliant team. So we have sort of this Mermaid's Love, this deep emotional connection, mind emotion connection here going on here. That's happening, and this can be two people or two just kind of vibes, like you're bringing your emotional self in line with your intellectual self. And that needs to be done from a place of security, not a place of insecurity, when those opposites come together. We have the Gardener. This is working on your self-benefits, your community. So you're gardening and you're building these, you're growing something that's very close to your heart. And what it's going to do is benefit and bring something new into your community, into your life, into your world. This isn't like this is a private growth. You've done the work, but when you do that work, you're bringing these gifts into the world. So this has a real physicality to it. Like you've grown something, you've done this work, and you're bringing these little bird houses into your community, and your community is now going to have some birds in it because you made these bird houses. So to me, this is a very practical card of doing actual practical work for your community, and bringing something And it's from the heart, and your community is going to grow from that work that you've been doing. It's not just your gardener. This is like a community garden. You're like gardening in the community garden, and hopefully you're wearing a mask and taking appropriate precautions. So that's what this card says, is as you grow your community. And then we have Queen Bee here. So see, it's got these two, you know, they both have these two little tiny houses, these two little bees right here, these two little flowers. So this one, though, is more private. These flowers are little private flowers that the bees have to have a lot of curiosity to come into and grow. So this one's public and this one's private. These two things. And this queen bee can represent a towering female figure in your life with a little bit of a sting to her, but she can also represent this like earth mother goddess thing where, you know, it's really bringing life. I'm getting the community garden vibe here too, you know. This is like someone that's bringing some, there might be too many cards here. There's just a lot of ideas. We have this thing that's been spoken, this elixir of life that's brought some sort of soothing balm into the world that's going to benefit your community. It's causing a lot of personal growth. It's causing a lot of growth overall and a real sweetness. I mean, because these are honeybees. So there's something incredibly sweet about what's going on here. And then our final card is Night Ride. So this is this very spiritual, wise presence that is helping these owls. These owls are traveling with this this elephant. I mean, but the thing is, owls have really incredible night vision. So I don't know why they need the help of this elephant through the swamp. Maybe the elephant actually needs the accompaniment of these little owls as he goes through the swamp in the night. I mean, that's kind of the reading I'm getting today, is that this elephant is going and these owls are sort of along for the ride. This one owl is protecting a smaller owl, and they're both like keeping this elephant company as he makes his way through the swamp in the night. I've never gotten that reading off this card before. So usually I think of this elephant as this protector of these, and there's like these layers of protection around this little owl, as the mama owl, and then the friend here that's helping them through this difficult time. But I'm almost seeing that this is a mutual companionship through a difficult time. So there does seem to be some sort of sweetness, some sort of companionship, something in community here that's going on, some sort of heart and mind connection that's creating this sweetness that's actually helping other people. So I think you're being of service to others. You're helping others. There's something very sweet about what you're doing here that is it's very mutual. That's what I'm really getting at here, is this mutuality of this sweetness of you're giving and you're receiving. You're giving to your community and your community is giving back to you. You're receiving in equal measure. I mean, you've made these little bird houses for your community, but you're also going to receive, you know, the birds, and the birds are going to be coming into your community. And there's lots of birds and bees here too. So, and this could really be a very sweet romantic relationship of a lot of mutual give and take, where you're supporting each other. This too, you know, we have these birds, these beings of the air, of flight, and very intelligent. The owl, super, you know, the symbol of intelligence. And we also have the elephant, the symbol of memory, and also a symbol of a deeper, spiritual intelligence, a wisdom. But all of these animals have a wisdom to them. So there is a wisdom in this, this bond you forged, this joining together. There's a lot of wisdom here, and collectively bringing it all together, getting through this night with this collective wisdom and joining forces to get through the night. And a lot of mutuality, a lot of balance here between very different beings of the air, beings of the earth, beings of the water, beings of the air. We're having this balance coming in here, and a lot of mutual give and take here. So, all right, we're going to move to this. Okay, you want to come out? That's okay. So I don't usually take these jumpers off of here, but this is the Ace of Wands. It volunteered, and it wants to talk about intuition and growth, knowing that there's light up ahead. Right now you're just getting a reflective light, so you don't necessarily know where this is going. That's also the vibe I'm getting from this, and that brings a lot of clarity to how come this doesn't seem clear. You don't know where this is going, but you have some ideas and you have some inspiration and you're growing, and you don't see the light. You see a reflection of the light, but your head still... Okay, I didn't realize texting me was going to interrupt this, but you're sensing a sweetness here. We'll just combine the two and move on. You're sensing that this is going to be really good, and you're really following your intuition in starting to build something and starting to bring two ideas together to get through a dark time. So you're really following your intuition to get through this dark time, and following your senses, and paying attention to that kind of thing, and you're gonna get through a dark time, and it's gonna be with by you helping your community, and your community is going to, that you giving is going to also be you receiving. There's a lot of mutuality here, and you're just having to trust your instincts and your senses to get moving and head in that direction. Okay, so all right, we've already shuffled the Santa Muerte tarot deck. So here we go for Scorpio. Here's your past, your present, your inner landscape, what's at issue, your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. All right. Yeah, that's right, baby. In your recent past, you have this Five of Wands. You've had this sudden inspiration. We got this One of Wands as a random card jumping out. And you've lit a match in the darkness. There's something, you found yourself in a new place, in a dark place, and you wanted to get a view of what's going on, and this inspiration hit, and you suddenly were able to see a lot more and a lot more clearly. Not perfectly clearly. This isn't an overhead light. This isn't, floodlights. This is just like getting a glimpse of something, getting an idea of something, of where this might all be going and what might be going on. So you had this inspiration, and then in your recent past, you had sort of a glimpse of something that could happen, of something that could change, and where you're at. And it was pretty exciting too. You were pretty excited to see what was in this room, where you were at. Just a little bit of a spark here, a little bit of a passionate first spark. And then in your present situation, you are in hermit mode. So you are in some darkness. You're looking to your own light. You're dealing with some inner demons here. You are feeling alone. And this light, you're looking to this light for wisdom, but it doesn't see very far into the future. You can't see. There's a lot of like not being able to see where this is going in here so far. We have the Night Ride, we have the Wands, we have the Ace of Wands, and we have the Five of Wands. So you're really looking, you're a little bit isolated. You're looking within. This is the Virgo card as well. So you're kind of looking to your own light, trying to see what's going on here and where you're at and how you feel, and doing a lot of important introspection, trying to see into the future. And you, oh my gosh, you are just surrounded with these bright red flowers, this passion. And I'm seeing these red flowers here and here and here. So you can't see very far because you're isolated and in this coffin. But you are really, you're turning to the light. You're turning to a light, an inspiration. You're in this darkness and you're taking a time out, but you're looking to what makes you happy, to what brings you joy, to what inspires you. You're really looking into that right now. In your inner landscape, you have strength. So you're really exercising quite a bit of self-control right now over something. You want to say something, you want to do something, and you're having to control yourself. It's a little uncomfortable, obviously, and it's taking a lot of inner strength. So you're having sort of this wrestling match, like, should I say something? Should I move forward with this? So you're really trying to wrestle with something. You think that you're feeling that if you really let this go, if you really let what you feel and what you want go, it's going to create some destruction, and it really might. That's why you're having an intuitive vibe about that. So you're sitting there and you're like, trying to control yourself, trying to control something. And in this Hermit card, you're dealing with your inner demons as well. So that can be something that we're doing, you know, when we take this time out or we go into this solitude. So you are really wrestling with some inner demons here. It's good. You'll be successful. This is a successful wrestling. This is you didn't let it overwhelm you, but it is still some work. You're having to work hard on dealing with some inner demon issues. At issue is this Eight of Cups, this heavy, heavy thing on your mind and on your heart. So I do see some darkness here, and you really needing to like kind of intuit your way through it. So you have this Eight of Cups. This emotion is weighing you down and weighing on your head, your mind. There was an ending here, and this is really this focus on this ending and on this sadness that you're having and on this darkness is kind of causing a bit of an issue as far as going forward. I mean, this has you looking into this light, and this has you barely being able to see the light. So normally I take this in this reversal, this Eight of Cups, this heavy sadness. So this is not being able to move on, not being able to deal with, not being able to see that it's time to move on. Not being able to work your way out of this dark place. So that's a little bit of what's going on. But this is here to tell you, you do have the support here. You know, there are like a lot of sunny, positive things going on here. There's only just a few cards. And the Santa Muerte is dealing a lot more with some darkness that you're having within. But you're on this night ride and you've got some support here. So, so you may not be seeing it. You may not be able to see the support, but you're not happy with what you've got. You've got this heavy crown here, and you're having to move on, and I don't think you really want to. I don't think you're quite ready to. In your environment, you have this Knight of Pentacles. This is also your environment's not letting you move on. This guy's pretty steady, pretty heavy. He's got a bag full of coins, and he's just checking things out. He's not moving anywhere. So there's not a lot of movement in your environment, and that might be causing you to have to deal with your internal demons, to have to deal with, to be this hermit who's sort of isolated and dealing with his internal light and trying to find that. I mean, your internal light is very sweet, though. You're really trying to find some balance here. But in your environment, there's not a lot of movement. This is probably an actual person in your environment who is really good at holding on, really good at holding back, really slow moving. So there's somebody here that's very slow moving. They might have all the money, they might have all the coin. They're just not. They're more interested at this point in surveying the land. This is a slow and steady wins the race kind of thing. And they're just so slow. Nobody here is moving. The spirit's not moving. The mind's not moving. It's pretty loaded down with, there's no malice here. It's just not moving. So there's no malice going on. It's just a heavy stasis is happening in your environment. And, so your to-do list, this is Four of Wands. This is saying, I'm getting the same community vibe that I'm getting here as far as, this is like, so you've got the wands, you've got a lot of inspiration. You've got Ace of Wands, Five of Wands, Four of Wands. You've got these wands here. And this is saying, bring it forward. This is a leveling up card. It's saying you've got something to bring forward. You've achieved something, something very inspiring and exciting. So this is like, in the Rider-Waite, this is a card more of, of leveling up of a relationship, leveling up of something. And this has it more as commerce. Like, so I think this is more calling us into to bring our wares forward, that you've accomplished something, you've grown some flowers, you've got your liqueurs, you're ready for some rewards for your labor. So the wands is nice. It gives us some rewards for our labor, at least halfway through. Other suits, not so much. So the wands, this is bring what you've got, bring it out into the community, share what you have. You have something special, you have something intuitive, you have something to bring, to share. This elixir of life, this soothing honey, this curiosity, this practical thing, bring it to the community, share it, put it up for sale, or for people to at least see. There's a real celebration here. So this is calling you to share what you've got with the people around you, with your community. It's going to benefit your community. I mean, you're here. Yeah, you want your coins. That's right. But you know what? Other people want the flowers. So it's an exchange. This is calling you to exchange your goods, exchange what you've got for what someone else has. Bring it out into the community. Bring this thing out, because people are going to want it, and they're going to give you what you want in exchange. So, so this is calling you forward to bring what you have into your community, and then you will reap some benefits from that. A possible outcome here is, here we go. We've got our epiphanies, our understandings, our clear communications. This is where you're going. When you bring this stuff out to the market, you're going to get a lot more clarity. This Ace of Wands, we don't have clarity right now. We're going towards the moon, which isn't even real light. It's reflected light. Like, all we know is something instinctively is driving us up here, is driving us to grow, driving us to make these little birdhouses, driving us to bring some things together. And so there's a lot of instinct here. We have the Ace of Wands, we have the Hermit looking within. We have this Five of Wands, which was striking a match and getting an initial inspiration. Then we have this dark, stagnant energy, and this is saying, come out of this dark, stagnant energy, move forward, bring what you have to the marketplace, to the community. There's really something about sharing publicly something that you have that you're not 100% sure, but it's going to bring people a lot of peace and a lot of joy. So you're being called to share and to called into a place of mutual support. And that's what I'm seeing here. Like, people want what you've got to give, and you want what they've got. So there's a real sense of mutual support, even though there's some movement, there's not a lot of movement in your environment. You're being called to move forward. And this possible outcome is a bright new beginning in truth, in understanding, in knowledge. There's epiphany. There's this waiting for you. So reach out to your community. They will benefit as much as you will. And this is going to start a new beginning for you. This is this new ideas, new insights, clear communication. This is going to really, this is a really cool new beginning, divinely ordered. This sword is coming down from the clouds. It's well balanced. It has the power to transform a situation. So that's where you're headed here. But get sharing, get communicating, get however you can right now, get out into your community and share what you've got. And that's what, dear Scorpio, you are being called to do. So I just so appreciate your likes, subscribes, and comments. It's very thrilling for my little baby channel to get those, and I really appreciate them. And the very sweet comments and encouragement. It's really wonderful. You guys are great. So I really hope you have a wonderful week and get the support you deserve. See ya.